Taking an active interest in your employees' development is a really fundamental leadership activity that most leaders should do, and it's a great opportunity to really engage with your employees in a way that may be difficult otherwise. And it's the sort of activity that you want to really build into your everyday leadership routine. And the way to do that, there's about 5 fundamental ways of becoming a career coaching leader. And the first one is understanding the future of work and the career pathways, because it's really hard to know, it's really hard to help others if you don't know the pathways yourself. So understanding the future of work and the pathways, both within your organisation and outside of your organisation, is really important. Soft skills are incredibly important for leaders, and they always have been, but there's a new focus on them now with the rise and advances in technology, the rise of the gig and the sharing economies, and all of this is meaning that more work is being done with our heads than our hands, and the routine work done by machines. In fact, Deloitte's predicted from their report in May this year that 2/3 of jobs will be soft skill intensive by 2030, and incredibly 86% of jobs they predicted that were created between now and 2030 would be knowledge worker jobs. So there's plenty of studies around, like Deloitte's, that all point in the same direction of a massive change over the next 10 years in the way in which work gets done. So the rapidly advancing technology is changing the way we work and the way in which the future of work looks. So the old linear style career development model that our grandfathers would have used in the last century is certainly long gone. And that was a concept developed by Donald Super, one of the most prolific researchers of the last century in careers. And Donald identified a number of different career stages that started with a growth and an advancement or stage, and then through to maintenance, and then finally through to disengagement and retirement. And from that early growth stage, there would have been decisions around, do I stay at school or do I go into a university? When leaders are thinking about, and particularly career coaching leaders are thinking about ethical considerations, one of the key elements of that is just to know that ethical dilemmas exist. Not everything's black and white, and certainly in ethical situations, you can almost be sure they're not in black and white. And equally, if you're going to be a career coaching leader, you're almost certain to trip across your fair share of ethical dilemmas. And one of the best ways of trying to navigate your way through a tricky situation, and particularly an ethical one, is to go back to your values. Often you can find the way forward sitting in your own values, particularly if you're not sure about what to do. Another way is to consult a mentor or a coach, but more particularly a mentor, someone who's walked in your shoes before, that may have tripped across the situation that you're in or something like it, and they can help guide you in terms of what you might do with that situation. But the key is to know that ethical dilemmas exist. They're almost certainly going to present in your work, and it's just about really knowing how you might approach that through, again, using your values as a kind of metaphorical ruler to provide guidance, or consulting a mentor or a coach.